am so paranoid that the like red light is about to go off. Anyways, that's irrelevant. Hi, I am so glad to be doing this right now. A couple of weeks ago, one of you sent me like a really sweet like check-in comment that was like, hey, haven't seen you in a while, are you doing okay? And that literally made my night. And then once again, I have a really bad habit of like sitting on footage and then being like, oh well, I don't want to share it because like it's gonna take too long to edit, or it's so old, or whatever. And today's vibe was no excuses, so here I am. I've been obsessed with Amberlyn Reed these past couple of weeks. I've just been like sitting at home, like going to school, sitting at home doing nothing all day. So I am officially a member of Girl World. Girl World. But can I be honest? I feel like, don't get me wrong, like she's a compulsive liar. I'm just gonna come out and say she's a compulsive liar. But also, like, I feel like sometimes she's just like straight up trolling. But if it wasn't abundantly clear, today's just gonna be super casual. Oh my god, I can't stop rambling. So, I borrowed a prop from my friend that I want y'all to see. Behold. One thing about a tape measure, see if you can hear that, it's always going to do it for me. Like, can you hear that? I missed you guys. It's got like, my best friend got this at a wedding. I'm not gonna dox them, but yeah, it's a tape measure to, but I haven't even shown y'all the main attraction. Alright, listen to this. Do you get the vision? I don't know, I kinda like the sound. No, maybe this one should have stayed in the draft. It's not for everybody. It's one of those things that sounds better in person, like 100%. 100%. But I mean, the tabs are nice. I feel like the tabs are nice. I feel like, so, quick life update. I am now back in school. I would like to get into the rad tech program. So right now I'm doing like prereqs, but I already have a bachelor's, so it's kind of like a little expedited for me, thankfully, because I'm paying for this out of pocket, so no FAFSA. But yeah, I'm going back for like, I think it's like allied health sciences right now, because then you have to take like a big like exam, and then the exam determines like your score plus your GPA. It determines which program will accept you. Fingers crossed for rad tech. So like those are like not the radiologists, but the people who work under the radiologists and like do the images, like MRI, CT, all that type of stuff. But to start, it would be like traditional X-ray. But I'm not gonna sit here and claim like I know everything, because I don't. But I'm not even gonna lie. Today in my lab, we were talking about like bones and stuff. So today's Wednesday. By next Thursday, I have to know, be able to label every single bone in the body. Which is like, yeah, you would want like your nurse or like your x-ray tech or whoever is taking care of you to be able to like rattle that stuff off. But at So, I'm not gonna lie. That was kind of part of the catalyst to me posting today, because I was just like, my brain was like super overwhelmed. So, I was like, I need to go home and like, oh, this is so dusty. That's how long I haven't posted a video. This thing is literally dusty. But, I was like, I need to go home and do something calming and relaxing and creative and get this crap off my mind. Not to mention, I have been experimenting with different forms of like art. So like, I've always been like a very creative person, but sometimes I get frustrated with like executing it. Like, I would say traditionally I've been like into very traditional like ink, like just on paper, but like I tried my hand at collage and I think it came out pretty well. So I've been into collage lately. Y'all don't care, y'all came here to relax, but I'm just talking. Hopefully you're like falling asleep at this point, so like don't even pay attention. But yeah, I'm gonna just shut up for a while. So I'm trying to branch out, and like, since I'm trying to get into healthcare, or not trying to get, I'm going into healthcare. I've been watching like a lot of Dr. Mike, Chubby Emu, stuff like that. So right now I'm just tracing your ear with this orange gel pen. But yeah, if you follow the tip, no, let's do the orange. Follow the tip of my pen. Good. 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 I will say the cool thing about going into healthcare is that, especially in the next couple weeks, my cranial nerve exams are gonna be bomb, because I think it's like 12, I gotta know 12 of them. And I was like reading through the objective book and I was like, oh, what a great way to practice. Put it on my channel. But yeah, one constant in life is change. I'm a baby. I'm only 23. But I'm realizing that to be true. Some of the main ASMR artists I've been watching lately. Cat Bailey. There was a day like 2 days ago where like all I did was like take naps and watch Kimchi. I'm trying to think who else. Tony Bomboni. I've been watching Tony Bomboni since back when he was ASMR, but then he changed his name. But I really just prefer a male voice for some reason. I don't know, it's just like easier to kind of like let blend into the background for me, I guess. So yeah, I'm trying to Dexa ASMR, DEXA. I'm not sure where he's from, but I think he's Slavic, and you can kind of hear it in his accent. He has like 5,000 subscribers. Like, go follow him, like, he's awesome. The algorithm has been showing me a lot of like small ASMR artists, and I love that, because I feel like a lot of the ASMR coming out lately is like just overdone, or like hyper jewel, or like just like overproduced. Like, Patrick ASMR, or Patrick's ASMR, I love him. Also, obviously ASMR, I love him too. Alright. will say, after like a year, switching careers and everything, I feel like my brain is about to explode out of my ears. And it's been a minute since I've like studied like science, and a lot of science in like healthcare information is just memorization. I can't talk. A lot of it is memorization. You gotta memorize where the things are, what they do, what they're connected to. Like, you have to come up with like mnemonic devices to like help you remember. You have to remember percentages and numbers and know how. Like today I learned that we have, it was like 7 for breakfast. No, yeah, 7 for breakfast. No, 5 for breakfast. No, 7 for breakfast, 14 for lunch, and 5 for dinner, or something like that. That's what my professor said. Like, ooh, I might be wrong, y'all. 7. It was basically how to remember your vertebrae. Like, so 7 up top, and then like 14 down the like long spine, and then like 5. I know for a fact the sacral region is 5. That like fuse together, and then I don't know, y'all. I literally learned this 2 hours ago. This is my review because he said we have to go home and review every night, and I'm like, it's so much. And there's this app that I want to get, but it's like $35. And then another thing my bestie has really gotten me into is Louis Rossman here on YouTube. He like goes on these super good rants like about like right to repair, like technology, privacy laws, like ownership versus paying for the license for an item and stuff like that, and like piracy. So like he's really funny, but like yeah, he's totally right. There's this app I need for school that's like $35, which is like cool, but like, do y'all remember the days where like when you bought an app for like 99 cents, 10 cents, whatever, and you owned it? Do y'all remember that? That's gone. And like that kind of bugs me. And like I get it, like the developers and like all those people deserve like to be paid for their work, but like it's $35 for the first year, and then the next year it's $75. Y'all, that's the cost of a textbook. And I don't even buy my textbooks anymore. Most of my textbooks are free. Sorry, this turned into a college rant, but like that's the main thing going on in my life right now. I have seen from my own experience AI give me and my students a half-baked answer. Like if you don't know what you're talking about, you're gonna go like I was labeling like the types of cells today, and ChatGPT told me something completely different. So yeah, like you just have to be careful with that stuff. It's a resource. I was literally on the phone with my mom about this earlier. It's a resource. It is not a replacement for like a professional. So it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. And it's a tricky subject, and like I understand people's concerns. Sorry, there's some nail glue on my finger. People have valid concerns, but it's like whether we like it or not, it's not going anywhere. So there was something else I was gonna say. I'm just rambling. I'm gonna make a cheesecake, an Oreo cheesecake, either tomorrow or Friday. Oh, my best friend and I just went to Universal. It was tons of fun. And that's something I'm gonna ramble about for like another 7 minutes, and I'm gonna let y'all go. Let me check my mic. I'm still gone. So my best friend and I, last year, we went to Six Flags, and he was like, he basically lived at Six Flags. He was like, come on, like we should go, it'll be fun. A year ago, and like previously, I was terrified of roller coasters, like terrified. Like
if you've ever been to Disney World, Space Mountain was my limit. And even then, I was anxious. Like, I had fun. But, like, if you've ever ridden Space Mountain, you know it looks and feels more intense than it is because you're in the dark. And because your brain can't, like process. So, when your brain can't figure out the answer, it tends to fill in the gaps. And once you lose one sense, all the other senses are heightened. So, Space Mountain to me felt like flying. But he was like, come on, let's go, it'll be fun. And I rode, I'm talking about over Georgia, by the way. He convinced me to get on Twisted Cyclone because I had gone before, like, with another person in the past, and I rode the Mindbender, and even then I was like, I had the shakes, like, I was so scared. But I rode the Mindbender, and I remember being like, this is okay. Like, I don't know if I would do this, but it was okay. I don't know if I would do it again. But now that I'm like a thuzy, like, I'm obsessed with roller coasters. It's just so crazy to look back and realize, like, I was tripping over nothing. I think the most intense ride I've ever been on was the Tower of Terror at Disney World. My sister lied to me. Well, I thought she lied, but it turns out she didn't. She truly said, like, oh, it's only 3 drops. But I got on it, and I dropped like 5, 6, 7 times. I was like, why are you lying? Turns out, Tower of Terror has a variable amount of drops, just depending on whatever the computer randomly decides. So she was most likely telling the truth. But to this day, that's the most intense ride I've ever been on, I think. But anyways, he took me to Six Flags. He like forced me to get on Twisted Cyclone. And like all the years prior, I used to get so annoyed because I'm like, I can't even ride anything here. I would ride like the Gotham Swings, Monster Mansion, anything flat or anything without drops. And then other than that, I'm not riding it. Like, I remember being a kid and being like, I want to ride Goliath, but like being too scared. But he got me on Twisted Cyclone. When I tell y'all, we didn't buy it. We took a picture of the photo, and you can literally see my hand like clawing to get out of the car, basically. And I just remember like hating it. I felt like a penny in a washing machine. It was awful. But I faced my fear. I think that day I also rode Great American Scream Machine. And then like I was like, you know what? I faced my fears today. I wouldn't call myself a boozy, but I did it. Then he forced me to go back in the fall. And when we went back in the fall, it really sealed the deal for me. I think that time I rode Batman. I want to say I finally got on Goliath. I remember going up the lift hill and being like, I said his full government name. It was insane. And now I'm obsessed. So anyways, we went to Universal. I surprised him for Christmas. And got us some tickets to Universal, including Epic Universe. Y'all, when I tell y'all, we had a blast. I mean, on our last day at Epic Universe, my back was spasming with every breath. My feet were killing me. But I got a lot of good credits. We had a really good time. Like, we've been back for like a week now, and life just ain't life in the same. So hopefully we'll get to go to Cedar Point next year. But I got a lot of good credits. Velocicoaster made me want to like get on my knees and start praising Intimate. Like, seriously, I was like, this is like, when we go to Cedar Point, I know Steel Vengeance is seen as like the best coaster in the world, and I can't wait to see if that's true. Because like Velocicoaster, I love RMC, but after my experience at Universal, Intimate is my favorite manufacturer right now. Sorry. And B&M, least favorite. My friend almost blacked out on Hulk at Islands of Adventure. Anyway, I'm sitting at home all day for the rest of the summer, I can make some more content. But thank you so much. If you watched up to this point, you are awesome. You like my little hand art?